Principle 3, reality acceleration. The moment you find your grounding in your true self, reality accelerates. After Neo's body is restored, he enters the construct with Morpheus and becomes acutely aware of what the Matrix actually is. That's where the lines from the hook of this video came from. Neo is learning in clear terms that he's been living in a dream world. You can see in real time he's struggling with letting go of what he thought was real. What is real anyways? Real is whatever your mind believes is real. The mirror principle applied. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between what is real or what is a lie, and it will readily accept any thought or idea implanted into it. Even the Matrix itself projects a residual self-image, in that whatever Neo thinks he looks like in the Matrix manifests as his avatar within the simulation. What this is alluding to is a deep universal truth about human consciousness, and this is that truth. Language and perception dictate your reality. The specific words you use to describe yourself and your world have a direct influence on what your experience is. This is why words are like magic. Think about that. How do you create words? You spell them. In fact, the most ancient traditions on earth understood this. All sacred texts and mystical teachings talk about the divine power that your perspective has to shape your own universe. Language is the method of spellcasting your life into existence. What this means for you in practical terms is that if you believe you live in a limited reality, if you believe you're not smart enough or capable enough, or that your life is riddled with endless problems, then that becomes your reality. Your universe will have no choice but to reflect that lack of power right back at you through experiences of failure, misfortune, and self-sabotage. However, if you change your definitions and labels to include more positive and supporting language, if you believe you are powerful and you are worthy, then the mirror will reflect that instead. And I want you to notice how the mirror principle shows up again and again throughout the Matrix. That's because it underlies everything. Neo's initial resistance to all of this is not surprising, because all unconscious souls scoff at the idea that their limited reality is of their own making. You can always tell when someone is in a low vibrational frequency when they blame everyone else for their problems instead of taking responsibility. It's a coping mechanism to escape accountability and gratify their egos. That's why Neo runs off in this scene, because even though he's seeing reality for what it is, his mind hasn't fully accepted it yet. But eventually he does come around, and then he starts his, Matrix training. And so will you in your reality, right? Like, once you understand that you are responsible for your life and you get your ego out of the way, what used to feel like lostness and confusion now transcends into absolute certainty in all circumstances. Now, for Neo, this is the part where things actually get exciting, because now that he understands how the Matrix works, now that he knows he's in control, his incredible talent is able to be channeled. He starts downloading new programs and skills at a rate that far exceed what the average person can. He learns so quickly that he's already able to beat Morpheus in combat training. Now, this is a sci-fi movie where he's literally downloading programs into his avatar, but the representation of this is quite applicable to the real world as well. Once your mind has fully let go of your old perceptions and you dissolve fear and doubt, you begin to tap into the infinite storehouse of intelligence embedded within you. You become more clear, more coherent, more confident, more creative in everything you do. Your brain quite literally operates more efficiently and intuitively, and you begin accessing godlike levels of flow and genius. This is why when you see people with world-class skills, the average person cannot comprehend how they're able to do what they do so gracefully. Take any successful entrepreneur, athlete, creator, musician, chef, etc. When they're engaging in their craft, they are channeling in real time. Their movements and thoughts are flowing like water, as their intuition is more receptive to a super conscious state. It happens to me too. Anytime I write and speak, I get into such a flow state that I don't even remember what I said until I go back and watch it later. The Matrix does an excellent job at demonstrating this through Neo as he continues to embrace his own oneness, because he's no longer bound by his mind in the Matrix. And by the way, he still fails and makes mistakes, like when he fails the jump program and falls to the floor. But understand that failure doesn't cancel out the frequency shift, it's proof of it. Because now he's failing forward in an expanded reality, not staying stuck in a collapsed one. The groundwork has been laid out for him to realize that he is the chosen one. That is the power that perception and language have to change your world. This is why exiting the matrix is worth it, because even though it's incredibly painful, your reward for going your own way is absolute confidence and freedom.